What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the Journey Podcast. Joined
The
by
Journey Podcast. Welcome back. We probably have a couple French people. That was a French accent. My bad.
some dude commented from the Netherlands. He was like, "Much love from the Netherlands."
Let's fucking go. Stootse de Deutsch. Is that Dutch? I don't know.
I have no idea.
Amsterdam, I think that is. All right, fire.
Yeah, I wanted to start this off by thanking everyone that has supported us so far, that's helping us grow on TikTok, on YouTube, that joined the Facebook group. Shout that out real quick. So, first off, if you're here,
Big news.
please like, comment, and subscribe. We just hit the 1,000 subscriber mark.
Does help.
Which is a big milestone. So if you are watching this and you haven't hit that subscribe button, please do that. It helps us. The bigger we get, the more we can do for you guys. So,
Every like will get a future $1,000. We could afford that probably.
one day.
Probably get 20 likes. Yeah, we'll chill out 20,000.
Yeah.
One day.
So what we did recently, we started a Facebook group called the Journey Podcast Community. And I think this is a really cool first step to us of really building like a just an organic, positive community of what we want to represent.
Yep.
So if you haven't joined yet, please join. I'm going to put it in the description of every YouTube video, every podcast that we post. It's in Jake's bio on Instagram. It's in our link tree on TikTok and on my Instagram and the Journey Instagram. So join that. You know, we're trying to build a culture and build a resource for people that are in need, really.
And hey, we are back. Yeah, Facebook group. Now, we had to make sure that the shot was in focus because we're still self-producing. Yeah, we are certainly coming up a little bit more, but we are certainly still self-producing, and we have had nightmares, and the shot, we almost just messed up again. But we're good now, and we're back. But yeah, no, about the Facebook group. I want this to be so much more than a podcast. You know, I really want this to be... The word that keeps coming to my mind is resource.
Outlet.
Outlet. Outlet. Yeah, because an outlet is something that you can interact with, or you can go to. You go to an outlet, right? And that's what I want our people to do, because people have been, really coming in from waves on some, hey, like you're changing my life, bro. Someone. I've been telling everyone this, and everyone's like blown away, and I'm blown away because it's fucking amazing. But like, someone literally was watching our podcast. They posted a story of them watching our podcast in the hospital with their wife who just gave birth and their newborn baby. And the caption was like, "This is the podcast that I choose to watch, like, while my, wife gives birth," essentially.
Girlfriend. Yeah, girlfriend.
So, and that's just like a blessing, So if we're able to do that with just a podcast, imagine what we could do with a real outlet, a real resource, just like Zach said. The sky is the limit there, and we're still trying to figure out exactly how we want to do that. And I'm obviously, home this week to figure that out with you and chop it, back up with you. But yeah, man, I just, when I think about the group, like I think about it eventually becoming like an app one day. Where maybe even there's like a personality test, like as soon as you get inside the app, and based off of your personality type, maybe it directs you, okay, like because of like A, B, C, D, E, and F, this content would do really well for you, or like these books would do really well for you, or like this type of therapy would do really well for you. So I'm excited to like not claim that I'm this guru. I'm not a guru. I the only reason why I think we're relatable is because people can tell that we have just as much problems as them, So I'm excited to do all the therapies myself, like test all the therapy and all the books and all the healing and the meditations and the mantras on myself, and use myself as like a test dummy, bring it back to the group and say, oh, like this works, try it, Yeah. And then also like for the Facebook group, what would be really cool is, I'm certainly an optimist, And I believe we can get, huge authors of The Power of Now and Eckhart Tolle, of The Four Agreements, a Don Miguel Ruiz, a David Goggins, to come in, and we could do live webinars with them, or maybe we even can do like some mini courses with all those people, or maybe like a master class, like a $5 a month, $10 a month. I don't want to tell them the business plan, but like, I mean, if you guys want to try the same thing, you're going to compete with us and you're going to get fucking wrecked every day of the week there, But like, imagine a $5 a month, $10 a month, instead of learning, about, filmmaking, instead of learning about business, you're learning about like how to control your mind. So that would be cool. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at with the Facebook group. It's exciting.
Yeah. We have a lot of exciting things in store, and it's all in the works, and like we're literally creating this thing to be that for other people, because in a sense, like, we almost wish we had that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? During like, I saw a comment, like some dude commented like, yo, it seems like, in all your videos, you guys are really going through it. Like, are you guys okay? And like, he was trying to be funny. And it's like, in a sense, it's like, yo, like, this shit isn't staged. We're not making this shit up. We're not premeditating our feel. Like, bro, like, we go into every episode with a different emotion, a different feeling, a different mindset, a different perspective of life because of the things that we're going through in our own personal lives.
Right.
So it's like, yeah, bro, like, we are struggling. And you can see that, I mean, we grew a 64,000 people to follow us because they resonated with what we're talking about. It makes people, when other people see that other people are going through what they're going through, it makes them feel not crazy. It makes them feel more human. It makes them feel more connected to other human beings, because, sometimes you get in your own world when you're going through some real fucking tough adversity.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get, in this box and it's like a black hole, and it seems like never ending, and you can't get out of it, and you feel like nobody hears you, nobody cares, nobody wants to understand you. But then when you see two guys, just chopping it up that really aren't anybody's from coming up, it's like, yo, like, I'm normal. It makes people feel more normal when they can connect and relate to other people, because, you talked about it all the time, and, you talked about that Harvard study where it's like the most important thing is community.
Yeah, bro. I'll never forget when I was going through fucking, my real tough time. I'll never forget the reason why I love all the spiritual stuff and the books and shit was because it was the first time where, like, in The Power of Now, when Eckhart Tolle speaks about the pain body, I was like, yo, I have that, and it made this thing that I thought was a monster. It humanized it, It's like, oh, other people, like, dude, tons, bro. People have been facing, and then you start diving more into spirituality, and you realize that, like, Marcus Aurelius wrote fucking Meditations 1,000 years ago, and then Lao Tzu wrote the Tao Te Ching before the Bible even fucking came out, and the Buddha was a real person. He wrote the Dhammapada, and then, like, you read all this philosophy, bro, over the years, and you listen to these great minds, these great speakers, right, like Alan Watts or like Ram Dass, and like, and then you just realize that, like, iPhone or no iPhone, technology or no technology, like, people have been dealing with mental problems since the fucking beginning of time. And is it getting worse? Maybe. I'm not sure. But I'm just saying, when you start to, like, the knowledge itself, I think knowledge is a super important part of, like, overcoming a problem, right? When you don't know what something is, like, if I'm fighting you and I can't see where you're hitting me from, I'm going to get fucking destroyed, But if I can begin to study you and study how you hit, how fast you hit, what angles it's coming from, I might still get my shit rocked, like, in the beginning, but over time, as I keep studying you, I'm going to get better and better at dealing with whatever it is that's coming my way. Right. So I say that awareness is one of is the first step of overcoming a solution. And oftentimes awareness is the thing that makes that big scary thing not so big and scary anymore. So again, that's why I really want people to join our Facebook group, is because I've done the fucking really hard work. I'll never, I believe, bro, that like in some people's lives, their life is like a clock, meaning they start off at the zero. They start off here, right? And then they go around and get to 6. And 6 is the furthest away from themselves that they'll ever be. This is what people call the dark night of the soul. This is when shit is, suicidal thoughts are happening at this point, right? And then you do your thing. You read the books. You do the meditation. You meet positive people, and you start coming back around. So I'll never go back. I'll never go back to the 6. I'll never be in that dark of a place again. Because by doing all of the work, I have tools now, So when a situation arises, I'm more than equipped to deal with it. But people aren't. People are in a fucked up place. So that's why I'm excited for people to join the Facebook group and people to connect with us is like, yo, we've kind of done the heavy lifting so that you can see you in your heavy lifting stage can look at us and go to our community and look at thousands of other people and then immediately begin to feel better and say, okay, let's make a plan and move on and overcome your problems at a much faster rate than I did,
Yeah. I mean, bro, this whole process and this whole journey of, personal development and really finding who I am, like, I had a completely different perspective of life, what I thought I was going to be doing.
Yeah.
A little probably under a year ago. And I can understand, like, I see so much, I have such a better understanding of where people are coming from when they're in this space. I used to, personally, bro, like, to be brutally honest, like, I used to, like, shit on that type of shit. I used to say, yo, you're just mentally weak.
Yeah.
You don't get it, and that was me just being so closed off to a side of life that is so important. I never really took mental health issues serious until you go through it. And I think that's what a lot of people go through. I mean, bro, like, when I was going through that, like, dark phase, like, not that I would ever even get to that point of, thinking about committing suicide, right? Or whatever. Because personally, and some people could take that the wrong way because obviously you don't know what they're going through in their own mind, but I think that's very selfish. I think that is because people do love you. And sure, there is cases where, maybe someone does have nobody.
I don't think it's ever really okay for suicide. I'm not saying like for you to like take this and like put and like clip this up because I could see like that people like seeing that as because we live in this. What's weird about 2023 is that people are claiming that they're compassionate and there's like this wave of compassion, but it's almost like forced compassion, because compassion doesn't end when you don't agree with someone. That's not when compassion ends. Like, compassion just is. Like, compassion is for every single person in every single circumstance. And if you don't believe someone, then if you're really compassionate, you'll be able to voice that without your emotions getting all, crazy. So I could see, by making a comment like that, people would just be, what, like, some people are just suffering so bad that they have to off themselves. And I just don't, that's one thing I haven't come to terms with God, because I do believe that God has weird ways of doing things. And I would almost even go as far to say that maybe someone's suicide was part of the bigger plan, but I haven't gotten there yet. I don't think if people were to disagree with us and argue with us in the comments, they wouldn't be coming from that place. They would be coming from more of a place just to be heard. That's one thing that I've realized about people in the comments, because I want to speak about that as well. There's so many people, bro, that because we've been getting like backlash on certain things that you would almost be like, how can I get backlash on something like that? Because it seems like so black or white. It's like 2 + 2 = 4, and someone's like, no, it's 5, and your haircut's stupid, idiot. Like it seems like, how could you even get to that point? People just want to feel heard. That's one thing that I'm beginning to realize.
That's what social media did. It gave everyone a voice.
Yeah.
It gave everyone a voice that maybe shouldn't have a voice, and maybe that's anything you say now can be fucking frowned upon, or can be like, oh, well, that's not right. These people need that, everyone, they're equal this, equal that. And I get it, bro. Like, whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's almost, at that point where like we've got, because like this is our first taste of dealing with this type of virality where we're getting fucking, 100,000 comments. It's the first time we're dealing with this, so it's almost like overwhelming sometimes.
It's crazy.
But like, even to kind of go like back before, where like when I was going through that, like I had these thoughts of like why am I here? Why am I here? Would it be easier if I just wasn't here?
Yeah.
And then like as soon as that thought came into my head, I was like, no, like I do have a purpose, because then I think about all the feedback that we do get from this, and the impact that I have had on people's lives, and how much certain people in my life do love me. And I think that's the reason, like, one, the people in the comments do act like that, because maybe they are missing a key component of that love and compassion in their life, right? Yeah. And two, the people on the other spectrum of it, to the extreme of like borderline committing suicide, maybe they are lacking that, just close friend, family member, that love, that whatever. And then, to the third of it, the science of it, maybe there is something wrong with the brain chemistry, maybe there is something that is almost out of their control where they do need to seek medical help.
Yeah.
So there's three perspectives, and there's three scales to that. But, we spoke about it the last time with the accountability and just like the negativity, but like it speaks more to the person that says that, because if you watch, the way you and me rebuttal and the way we respond, most of it's like 10 times out of 10, we spoke about this, bro, we're respectful. We genuinely ask, like we're trying to spark conversation, just see a different perspective.
Yeah.
And the way that people attack us,
it's completely emotional. It's a completely emotional response.
But that's where the
Personal
world
attacks.
is at. That's where the world is at, bro. I'm at work, 5:00 in the morning this morning, and I sent you a text, like an old guy that I used to know from the park basketball world, used to help me work out and stuff like that. Bro, out of nowhere, just came up to me and was like, focus on the truth. Out of nowhere, he goes, Zach, if I have to give you one piece of advice with my 45 years of living, focus on the truth. He goes, and read books. Because the books will tell you the truth, and it'll tell you how many crazy motherfuckers are in this world.
Yeah.
And when you really think about it, bro, like the world is a fucked up place. The world is a very fucked up place, and it's easy to fall into that space if you are not tapped in to the side that we're trying to fucking enlighten people with. And I got asked today, like, what is your podcast about? What and should you do this? And I was like, no, like we're trying to build like a specific niche where we're trying to focus on personal development and helping the mind and creating a positive, healthy environment for, your personal lifestyle. Because when you're a better person, it rubs off to other people around you, and it makes the world a better place.
It's so powerful. It's so fucking powerful what we're doing. And if you would have told me 3 years ago, when I was lying on the ground, convinced I was dying of ALS, I was having fucking panic attacks every day, I didn't know what the fuck was going on with me. If you would have told me 3 years ago that I had to go through that and every single thing that followed that so that people can see the pain in my eyes on a fucking podcast, so it would be relatable and get shared so we can grow a platform to help others, I would have just broke down into fucking tears, I would have just broke the fuck down into tears, bro. Because, like, now that I'm not there, now that I'm not emotionally involved in that, I'm in the flames of those emotions, I see it now. And I'm beginning to see every time that something goes fucking wrong in your life, bro. This past week, I had the scariest thing happen to me. My biggest fear in my entire fucking life happened to me this past week. And I can't view it as a bad thing, because I've become so used to what's the bigger picture here? What's the fucking lesson here, you know? And part of me wants to like wallow away in self-pity, but that's like 5% of me. Because I've done so much work, I've read so much books, I've had so many of these conversations that I just see it for what it is. And although, hey, if something is my biggest fear, and it is scary to me, I can't even let myself go there because I really understand that there is a rhyme or reason to every single act as long as you're living in purpose. And that's a big like distinction, you know? I truthfully believe that, and we've talked about free will a lot, but I personally believe that God gives free will to those that hear his call. And I've known for the past, 3 years that I'm extremely on purpose. From reading books like The Alchemist. From reading books like The fucking Alchemist, bro, you learn about the omens. You know what I'm saying? And then I just feel, extremely on purpose, and I think that's I think once you get on your purpose, you just have to surrender to God, because God is doing things for you that you wouldn't even be able to do for yourself.
Yeah, like, you talked about part of you wants to feel that self-pity, and then part of you understands that this is for the bigger picture. Mm-hmm. And that's really what life is all about. Anytime you go through anything, bro, there's two ways you can view anything. Life is about perspective, right? So you can see it from a side of asking for sympathy and feel bad for me, or you can look at it as a side of, okay, what can I do to attack this and overcome this?
Yep.
And it also, perspective is also something in gratitude. Perspective serves a huge purpose in gratitude. And I think about that a lot. And I'm sure the viewers can relate to this too. And maybe even if they haven't thought about this, I hope this opens their eyes just to be open to this side of it. And I know you and I have spoke about this before. So it's, a lot of times, I'll be somewhere and everyone's so caught up in their own world, right? Like they don't even really understand what's going on. Me, I'm a very aware person. I'm always like tapped into my surroundings, where I'm just so understanding of what's going on around me, you know? And like when I see someone in a wheelchair, like it's not regular to me. Like I really think about like, what is this person going through right now? How does that make them feel? Right? Yeah. Like what goes on in their mental state, and who am I to complain about, certain things in life when I have two legs that work?
Yeah.
And, we always think about things in life of like what we don't have all the time. I don't have this. I don't have that. I need this. I need that. When it's like, bro, we have everything we fucking need. And it's so hard, right? Coming from a place of, a middle class where honestly, like we didn't have to worry about where our next meal came from. We never had to worry about a roof over our head.
Yeah.
We never had to worry about, if we had a pair of sneakers to wear to go to school, or, a new t-shirt to wear. And when you look at it from the other perspective, where with the many places in the world that, bro, like they don't even have fucking clean water to drink.
Yep.
They don't have clothes. They're worrying about fucking bombs in Ukraine and Russia. Kids are dying in Syria and all these things. Anyone watching this, like, bro, you're probably watching this on a fucking iPhone, a MacBook, a desktop, whatever, an electronic device. You have enough time and no worry about what's going on in your world to be here to watch this, and I thank you for that. But think about that. We don't understand how fortunate we really are, ever. Yeah. And it's so hard to see both sides of it because we never were on that other side of the spectrum. So I battle myself sometimes with the things that I complain about or the things I worry about, because I'm like, how real things could be and how bad things could be. I almost am like mad at myself for even feeling some type of way about that, but it happens so intuitively because the way that we've came up. And by no means did we come up rich or fucking with all this stuff, and I'm glad we didn't, because there were struggles along the way, of course. But that perspective of gratitude is just something that I'm not saying you have to wake up every day and fucking, not appreciate what you have, but I'm saying you should be aware of how fortunate you really are, because a lot of people in the world are very blessed and they have a much better living situation and life situation than a lot of, people in those countries and stuff like that, bro, like they like, this is like fucking a different world for like some people.
Yeah.
Cameras, lights, fucking.
And we're over here like it's bare bones. We're over here like, bro, like, we need more. We need more. Yeah. And you give this much equipment, bro, to like a couple kids in Africa. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, that's like, I guarantee you they go out and make more use of it than us. They go out and direct a movie with this equipment, Yeah. And we're over here like, that's kind of, not the benefit of growing up in a society that's like, where everything is like, I'm not going to say everything is kind of done for you, but everything is like a little bit easier than it has to be, Like, bro, if we want to like wash and dry our clothes, we use our washer and our dryer in our house. Most of us have that, we don't have to like hang clothes, Yeah, it's really hard, bro, because there's two ways to motivate yourself. You could deficiency motivate yourself by like, hey, like this is I'm gonna like, I don't have this, so I'm gonna go get it. Or you can just say, hey, like I have this and I'm thankful for it, so I'm gonna go, I'm gonna be grateful for this. The Science of Getting Rich talks about that in as one of the principles of accumulating more riches is to live in a state of gratitude. I've just never really been like that good at that. I don't know. It doesn't it doesn't motivate me.
That's what I'm saying. It's so hard to see that, and then when you just the things that really bother my own mind, that when I find myself complaining is the people that are that have a mental like illness, or a like special education, or someone in a wheelchair, or someone that has an amputated leg.
Yeah.
It just gives me a different perspective of life. And I'm like, I'm complaining that fucking Chick-fil-A didn't put 2 Polynesian sauces in my fucking bag. And that's bothering me. How the fuck does this person feel who has one goddamn leg? The one video that fucking really changed, I want it to fucking change my life, is the Michi Walker. Michi Walker, the running back from Michigan who was in high school, and his dream school was Michigan, and he was 18 years old, and he had this fucking very rare bone cancer that spread all over his body, and there's a video of him talking, and he's fucking in tears, and he's saying like, I don't want to die. I you know what I'm saying? I have so much to live, like I have so much more life left.
Yeah.
I don't. You think that kid did anything to fucking deserve that?
Yeah.
And that's what makes me question sometimes of like the higher power. Like, why? But like you said, that like there's always, bro, like life is perspective, right? Yeah. So you talked about earlier how sometimes like we don't see it in the moment, but maybe God is, someone committing suicide, right? Yeah. There is a bigger picture. Maybe Michi Walker and that video, and his family having to deal with that trauma, maybe that was to inspire the masses, like someone like me and the thousands and hundreds of thousands of other people that watch that, to fucking live in some gratitude and be more grateful and be a better person, and and be happy for everything you have. Yeah. And maybe and sometimes, what I'm saying, like maybe I'm sure his family members, they couldn't attest to that. They couldn't say that was the right reason for them to lose their fucking family member.
Did he die?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He died, bro, not too long ago. And he was 18 years old, and it's just like that video, bro. I sat in my bed, bro. I cried watching that video. Like, bro, I literally cried watching that video because you could just see the fear. You know what I'm saying? The fear in his eyes. And then we fucking complain about other shit, and it's so hard, bro, because I know we're so hungry and we're so fucking, we just have this drive and this passion to be great and serve a purpose in life and stuff like that. And then along the way, we just complain too much about all the shit we don't have when we have so much. So I think if we kind of flip our perspective and we just fucking, Tyson Fury had a amazing fucking perspective of this, where he was just like, yo, everything in life is fucking temporary. You don't own anything in life. This shirt, our car, the house, all this materialistic shit, these cameras, none of that is going to go with you, right? The only thing you have is moments in time. Yeah. The only thing you have is this moment, and you can never take that from me. Yeah. So if I'm super present and I'm super passionate and I'm super grateful for every moment that I get to live, that goes with me way deeper than anything else. Even our body, bro, this is just a shell.
Yeah.
Whatever's inside of us, that's what goes, to heaven. That's what goes to the higher power. That's the energy that carries on. This body, all this stuff, it's just a shell. It's just material. It's just temporary, Yep. And we get to do this, bro. Like, we get to do this. Like, we don't have to do this. Like, Bro, we're fortunate enough to do this. And I think God, put us here to do this. There's a reason. Like, we're like, on the next episode, we're going to give the origin story of how this happened, because, only a few people know, you know what I'm saying? Like, we've only shared that to a few people.
Right.
Think about how crazy that is, the way all this shit worked out. It's like it was written, bro. It was written.
I take these long pauses before I speak.
And bro, you got commended for that.
Yeah.
Someone commented on the YouTube like, yo, I really appreciate, you guys not cutting any of that. It just makes it raw and organic. Because that's what this is.
Yeah.
This shit is real, bro.
Yeah, no, it is real, right? And I would assume that would be like kind of inspirational for someone that is watching this, to see that, like, hey, you don't have to have the vocabulary of Jordan Peterson to be valued on the internet, or to get views, or to gain subscribers. It's like, dude, like, I have the vocabulary of a 12-year-old sometimes. People like our stuff, so it's not, for anyone watching, it's not really, about your vocabulary. It's about your delivery. Like, that's one thing that I've noticed that's really important with speaking. It's a lot to do with your delivery. Although I will say, just personally, and this is me going off on a personal tangent, but I definitely want to be better at speaking. I want to be better at conversation as a whole, bro. Because, like, I'm listening to you speak, and I'm like, really, the reason why I pause is because I'm really listening to you, So, like, when you stop speaking, I have to pause because I was just listening to you, that I don't have an answer, So I'm like, all right, here we go. And, so that's one thing. But I have a feeling that if I was, like, reading, if my attention wasn't so fragmented from consistently scrolling on my phone, maybe I would able to focus on multiple things at once. Because right now, bro, my focus is just singular. I have, like, this singular focus. And that's, like, part of the reason, bro. I honestly think I'm deciding as of tonight, bro, that I want to come home. For anyone that's watching or listening, I've been living in Miami the past, year and a half, and Miami's done a lot of incredible things for me, and it's a big reason why this podcast is doing as well as it's doing, because obviously me living in Miami has given me a certain perspective. It's bought some of this equipment, but I'm just at a place now where you have to be honest with yourself sometimes. You have to, like, be honest with yourself when things aren't working. I think people fuck that up a lot, you know. We want things so bad, and we like drive ourselves close to suicide to get them, you know. Maybe not that harsh, but we just work. We activate all of our stress hormones to get this thing done. When it's like, dude, like, pay attention to the fucking signs. Like, it's not meant. And that's been my biggest problem in life, bro. Like, I have this huge personality, right? I have this huge charisma. I believe I can do anything I put my mind to, and I can, but I fuck up the timeline a lot, you know? And I think that's what, you know, I've recently done, and I think that's why, you know, I want to fucking come home, bro, because I want to, you know, that clip that went super viral of me was just me saying, you know, super simple. What is it? I don't fucking like. I don't know.
I'm not the best version of myself, and it aggravates me.
I'm not the fucking best version of myself, and it fucking aggravates me. And that hasn't changed since the past 2 weeks. And what really upsets me is that I consistently understand like what I'm doing wrong, and I consistently do it anyway. Like, I'm someone that's read all the books, and I have the awareness of what I need to be doing, and I consistently fuck up. And at a certain point, bro, you have to almost muscle it, I feel like, at a certain point, you know? No, maybe not. I don't know. Maybe you don't have to muscle it. Maybe it's never a good idea to muscle it. I mean, dude, that's the thing, is I don't know what the fuck to do.
I think it really starts with one day.
Yeah.
One day at a time, right? Do it today. You know, Ed Milet talks about it all the time, where he talked about his, I believe his father's addiction of, you know, drinking. Yeah. And, you know, they always just said, just do it for one more day, right? So like, if you can win the day and you can do everything that you set yourself out to do, just do it for one more day. And do it for one more day. Yeah. And then when you can string together, you know, a week, 2 weeks, a month of this consistent effort, it becomes a lot easier. You know, we keep trying to do it all in one day. You know, we keep trying to have everything all figured out in a day, in a week. In anything, anyone that has had any type of success, when has it ever happened like that? Unless you won the fucking lottery, it doesn't. It doesn't.
Success is 1% better every day, and the problem about that is that you can't notice 1%. Oftentimes, it takes someone else to come into your life and say, yo, dude, you're getting jacked. Because if you go to the gym every day, you're almost not even going to notice it yourself. And it's like kind of the same thing with us. And yeah, man, It also, you know, for someone that tries to get it all done in one day, it is kind of a smack in the face. But if you do surrender to that, maybe it can be a friend, right? Maybe it's like, you know how much stress I've caused myself by feeling like I had to build Rome in one fucking day. And you almost like, by trying to build Rome in one day, you consistently fuck up the foundation, and then nothing gets done. Yeah. And you're going to be more stressed out doing it that way versus like, and maybe that's where gratitude comes in. Like, maybe gratitude is like a page in your journal at night. Like, what did I get done today? Bro, if you get done, my problem is I try to get 20 things done in one day. I get fucking 3 things done every day. Not even one thing. I get 3. I push the needle forward 3 times every single day. But to me, like, it's not good enough. You know, and like, I think that's been like the biggest cause. It's been a consistent reason why I feel shitty, and then I come home, bro. This is a pattern. I feel shitty in Miami, and then I come home, I get perspective, I feel better, I go back to Miami. Bro, we had the conversation last year when I was doing Daily Dropout. I remember I was sitting outside in front of my building, And I was like, bro, yeah, I want money. I want this. I want that. And you were like, I don't even necessarily remember what you said, but I remember I came home and it was like, we got it in, we got it in. We brought the podcast back. Yeah, I'm ready to come home, bro.
Yeah.
Ready to come home.
It's so easy when you're trying to build something that you want to build straight up right away, right? If you build something straight up, there's no stability at the base.
Yeah.
So you need to build outwards first, right? Build out a wide base, a strong foundation. Then you can start stacking and building towards something special, right? Like that's why pyramids have never been they never fall down, right? Because they have such a strong foundation.
Wow.
They've been here for thousands and thousands of years. Buildings fall, right? Apartment, skyscrapers, stuff like that. They fall because they're built straight up and they're built in a month. A pyramid, how long you think it took to build a pyramid? Months and months and months of people grinding and fucking probably dying with bricks falling
people
on them.
Stuck in those pyramids.
But all that was for that pyramid to be there for the rest of eternity.
Right.
So that if you look at life from that perspective, like, I need to build a foundation first.
Yeah.
Right? And then I can start taking the steps to stack those wins and stack those good days and stack the little wins, right? Yeah. You win small, 3 small wins equals a big win. Then you take that big win, you change your perspective. Okay, now what are 3 little things I can do to get to that? It's the compound effect, bro. I listened to it, I read it. That's what that whole book is about. Doing little increment things, being, just winning, 1% each day. Do this, do these small little things. And bro, it has a compound effect. And sooner or later you look and you're like, everything I built up to this point, that's why I'm here now. I didn't do this. It didn't happen overnight. It was everything I did over a 6-month span. And then when you get it, you're like, oh shit, like I finally got it. And you don't even think, because the things that you did that were so small are usually easy. Think about the things we're saying we're not doing. Bro, not reading 30 minutes a day, not waking up an hour earlier to sitting for meditate, to sit with ourself in silence and in the dark. Eat a healthy meal.
Yeah.
Think about all the things that we're saying, we're complaining about not doing, like it's a fucking life struggle, like someone has a gun to our head forcing us to do this, when it's like, bro, these things are so easy. And if we did it for 6 months, our whole fucking life would change and our whole mindset would change. And we'd reprogram our subconscious, because all these little things, if you do it for fucking 6 months or a year, you become a totally different person, and that person is going to create a lot better of a lifestyle. And when you have a better lifestyle, you're better in your business, creative, your relationships, you're better as a friend, you're better as a family member. But we fucking do the wrong things every day, and then we wonder why we're not at where we want to be. I'm such a big believer from the seven spiritual laws of success, the law of least effort.
Yeah.
The law of least effort doesn't mean sit around and do nothing and give no effort and don't work hard. No, it means do what you're passionate about, but don't resist anything that's happening. Just trust that, have that intuitive feeling that everything is kind of working for you, not working against you. The law of least effort is a belief system that when you just do what feels right all the time, the right things are going to fall into your life. You're going to meet the right people. The right things are going to start to happen. If you're always fucking going against the grain, how do you expect anything to work in your favor? We do it to ourselves. I'm sure a bunch of people fucking listening. Bro, most of the things that happen in our life, we are the fucking culprit of it.
Yeah.
And then we complain why shit isn't happening, or we complain for the things we don't have. I said it on the last episode.
Yeah, well, that was kind of the reap what you sow point, Like that's kind of the reap what you sow thing. It's like sometimes like we find ourselves in our room cursing God, why did you do this to me? And it's like, dude, I didn't give you mouth cancer. You packed lip for 15 years. I didn't give you an STD. You fucked a bunch of bitches with no condom. I didn't, build your business and make you successful. It worked for the other part. I didn't make you successful. You worked on your business for 15 years. I think that's where people need to take back their power and realize that like human beings are more powerful than we think we are, and we have an equal say in our creation as God does. I think God created this universe so that God can realize himself as God, and I think God gave us creative ability as well to create our lives, to design our lives. Might be a little woo-woo for people listening, but like
Yeah.
I believe that, so yeah, like I got to a place this week with karma. People think that karma is if I do something bad is going to happen to me. If I do something good is going to happen to me. But like God and the universe God doesn't have a fucking preference. The universe has no preference what happens to you. It doesn't even know what good or bad is, right? It's if you do this action, then you will get this reaction. And that's it. That's what I just said. If you chew tobacco for 15 years, you're going to get mouth cancer. You're lucky if you don't. So if you do, you can't get mad at God because you did it, and like that was very powerful for me this week because I had this realization of like, oh, I can create my own, like I can create my own reality the same way that God would create reality for me. And how much power do I have? Okay, I have this much power. So let me not take that power and openly fuck it up. And that's what everyone does, man. Like, I think anyone that eats unhealthy knows that it's bad. I think anyone that sleeps with a bunch of people without a condom knows it's bad. I think that anyone that scrolls on TikTok for hours on end and watches Netflix and doesn't, I don't know, sit in like doesn't work on their business knows it's bad, So, for anyone that's listening to this right now or watching this, I would just say, odds are you probably know what the fuck you need to do. And you're just avoiding it. Because it's fucking scary. And I'm fucking scared. Right? Here I am, big, I'll fucking crush your head in half. Right? I'll rip the teeth out of your skull. And I'm scared of my fucking problems. Really scared. So much so that I've had bad problems for the past 2 years that I've avoided. Because I wanted to make money and become a successful entrepreneur. Because I think that that's going to solve the problems. But it's not. And I know it is. But here I am, living in Miami, chasing money. And that's why I'm fucking coming home, bro. Because I know what the fuck I have to do. Yeah. And I consistently fall fucking short of it. And I'm done with it. I'm at a point now where I kind of realize, like, hey, if I don't take control of my life right now, it's going to get a lot fucking worse before it gets better. I don't need that again. I don't need to go back to that fucking dark place. So I'm going to take my power back, take control back of my life, and make it a lot easier on myself by just dialing in a couple things. You said it, right? I can't meditate for 5 minutes a day. I can't read a book for 30 minutes a day. I can't download the MyFitnessPal app and track what I eat. That's too much to track what the fuck I eat so I could be healthier. No. None of that. I've wondered, bro, for a long time, like, why the fuck? Like, why am I the way I am in a negative way, Yeah.
That's like pretty much what you were talking about with karma. Like you said, people think, oh, if I do something good is going to happen to me, or if I do something bad, then the universe is going to, make bad things happen to me. And it's like, no, when you do good things, you're in a positive mindset. So what you do subconsciously is you attract good things into your life. So it's not because of the good deed you did, it's because of the mind frame that you're in. And the same goes on the other end of that is when you do bad things in life, everyone knows what you're doing is wrong. So no, it's not the universe like, oh, I did something bad is going to happen to me. No, deep down in your fucking mind and in your heart, you know what you did was wrong. So you're creating a mindset of negative activities that are going to attract negative things into your life.
Yeah.
That is life. It's fucking, to me, bro, it's fucking embarrassing that we can't do the things that we want to do on a consistent basis.
Embarrassing.
It's fucking embarrassing.
Fucking embarrassing.
Because we talk about it every day, and maybe we'll do it for a day or two.
The best at giving advice.
The
best.
We do it a day or two, and bro.
And it feels good, too.
Bro.
I feel good in those. Bro, I have felt so fucking shitty, so much so that I read 2 pages of The Power of Now this week. And for those 2 pages, I was the most peaceful that I've been in a long time. And then ask me if I picked the book back up.
Did you pick the book back up?
No. And I felt shitty since then. What the fuck am I doing, bro? But I'll say this because I know the exact words to say, and then I'll go inside and eat a bag of Doritos, jerk off, and fall asleep, and wake up late tomorrow. What the fuck?
Bro, it's so much easier to talk the talk rather than walk the walk. We
gotta walk the walk, bro.
Yeah.
People are watching us now.
Yeah.
People are listening. I was listening to just the Spotify, just listening. People are listening, and like that's intimate. People are here right now just hearing our voices and letting their imagination take them through all these scenarios in their own lives.
Yeah.
Sometimes we forget about that, by the way, with the podcast. Like, bro, podcast is it's more of an audio thing than it is anything else.
Yeah.
We've had to like kind of audit, the type of content that we shoot and like tailor it more so towards the clips. And I kind of hate that because it is more about conversations. It is more about you saying something and then me rebuttaling and then us going into it together and getting to a better place so that the listener is the one that deserves for their life to change because they're committing to, for an hour and a half today, I'm going to listen to this podcast.
Yeah.
And they're the ones that deserve the actual learning and the actual change because for the people that are here for the clips, it's like, dude, you're not getting anything done in 30 seconds. You get nothing done. You might get inspiration, but the people that listen to the hour and a half are the people that are, because I know this because I've done it with other people's podcasts. That's when you really learn is in the long form.
And you take initiative.
Yeah.
And we need to use this podcast as a source of accountability for ourselves because if we want to do this, we have to do it consistently. And we're not fucking shitty people by any means. And like, bro, like we preach a lot of this because we know that it works and we know that it has had a positive impact on our lives. So we need to do that we need to appreciate the following that we do have now and the people that do support us. And the best way that we can do that is by living the life that we talk about and the life that we tell other people to live. Because, I mean, bro, that's the most important thing, right?
Yeah.
Is if you understand the things you need to do in life and you don't take initiative to provide actions on those doings, then what the fuck are you doing every single day? Because, like you said, we're at the point now, if we continue on this path, it's going to get a lot uglier.
Yeah.
And a lot uglier from here is detrimental.
Agreed. Pee break.
Let's do it.
I'm fucked up, bro. These fucking happy dads. It's weird. It's weird that we've like gotten accustomed to these fucking happy dads, you know?
Bro, Happy Dad, we need a sponsor. Come on, man.
Come on.
Every episode,
Delicious. Pineapple.
it's you have been a huge part to our virality. You've
agree.
given us passion
Yep.
and brought the fucking emotions out of us. Whatever you got in this drink, it's fucking working.
It does good things. It really does. No, I feel a shameless plug, but I do feel good on the Happy Dads.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
bro, the Happy Dads are great, and bro, we're not even asking for any money right now. We're boots on the ground. We're still trying to figure it out. We're trying to get to where you guys are at.
Yeah.
But hey, send us a case or two. Send us some props to set up because people are watching our shit now.
We do. You know what I'm saying? Some shirts, right? You know what I'm saying?
You know, shirt, hat, rock a Happy Dad
shelf,
hat.
a Happy Dad shelf, like right here. You know what I'm saying?
Something.
like that. Yeah. Bobblehead. I
Yeah.
don't fucking know.
Something.
Yeah.
You know, maybe Kyle jump on the pod.
Huh?
Steve.
Steiny?
We need Steiny. Steiny said yeah. We got to get Steiny on.
Yeah, bro. That's why like that is the benefit of living in Miami, you know, bro. It's so easy, you know. Like that's why like I don't know, bro. Yo, we gotta think next steps, bro, as well. We gotta think next steps, bro. Because I don't even know if I do come home. I don't know if we go to Miami.
Well, that's kind of I wanted to talk about this too.
Yeah.
Is bro, the way the pivots in life happen so fast and so frequently, you never know where you're going. Yeah. And that's why it's so important to live in the present moment and just be aware of just where your feet are planted, because you always are looking ahead or thinking about what you could have done. And the only thing that matters is right now.
Yeah.
Bro, a fucking year ago in April,
yeah,
I was on a podcast sitting in the chair right there telling you how I was about to go play professional basketball in Armenia.
And I was telling you how I was going to do YouTube full time.
You know what I'm saying? Think about all the people that are watching that think they're going to do this. You know, we have this preconceived notion that we always think, I'm going to do this. I'm going to be this. Nobody knows what the fuck they're going to do. Because you never know who's going to come knocking on the door. Who's going to fucking slide in your Instagram DMs. Who's going to send you an email? So that's why you got to be, bro, the famous Wayne Dyer quote, you got to be open to everything and attached to nothing. If you're attached to one certain career, one mindset, one job, one passion, you're going to be so closed off to everything else that's being thrown your way.
Yeah.
If you're open to everything and you look at everything with a wide open perspective and a clear mindset, and hey, like this might be a good avenue for me, or this might not be a good avenue for me, the doors are going to just start flying open left and right, and then you can almost fucking step into the door that you want. Like you said, you thought you were going to be doing that full time. We thought maybe we'll be in Miami. Bro, maybe it's Cali. Maybe it's fucking New York. Maybe it's Austin, Texas. We don't know. Yeah. The only thing we know is that we're doing a podcast right now. We're going to fucking do a podcast tomorrow in New York City. I have a game tomorrow night at 6 p.m. All we know is like the immediate moment. We have no idea. So that's why it's almost so stupid to plan for the future sometimes, because life changes. Feelings change. Perspectives change. I know one thing, that we're going to do this podcast for the rest of our fucking lives.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean?
Yes,
like,
sir,
I promise you that.
Promise you that.
But
heard that, yeah.
You know, and that's the thing with perspective, where I saw this video, this woman, she's on Wall Street. I don't know if you saw it. She's on Wall Street. She gets interviewed by one of the street guys, and he goes, being in this area with all this money, like what is your outlook on like money and life, And she goes, I lived a crazy life. I had a 6,000 foot square house. I had all the bells and whistles. I had 2 toys of everything. I had the cars. I had this and that. She goes, and then my husband had a heart attack and died at 40. And she goes, and my entire fucking perspective changed, because none of that shit matters, because all that stuff's replaceable.
Yeah.
Her husband wasn't replaceable. The people in your lives, the feelings you feel, the bonds you share, the relationships you make, none of that stuff is replaceable.
Yeah.
And that's the most important thing in life. The people around you, your relationships, the way you feel, the impact you leave, your legacy. That's what's important. the money and all that. Yes, bro. Like, of course we want that because it creates freedom. And yes, it's going to make a more pleasable life. But the little things that we talk about every day, that's what's going to give us more of a positive perspective and a passion and a purpose, is being tapped into our mental health, is being tapped into the books, is being tapped into the spirituality. That's the stuff that's going to take us to the next level, not the money. When we do all that, bro, the money's going to come to us. Mike talks about it all the time. He said when he stopped caring about money, more money came to him. When he tapped more into this and how powerful this is, bro, this is the most fucking unknown thing in the universe. The brain. It's the most powerful thing. People think AI and technology. Bro, the brain blows that shit away. It's the most unknown fucking powerful thing. Bro, all of our organs are working right now without even thinking about it. Our lungs are working. You know what I'm saying, bro? You just laughed without even thinking about it. And we don't even fucking, we have no...
I'm smiling.
You know?
What am I doing?
That's what I'm saying. So when you can when you can make this strong, when you can make your mind and your brain strong, bro, all the other things in life are just going to come in abundance because this is the most powerful thing. Money's not powerful. Fucking pussy isn't the most powerful thing. Cars and fucking mansions. Bro, that shit comes when you fucking build this up. And tonight, I'm sorry I'm just feeling it right now where it's like, yo, after every fucking episode, we're like, yo, we're fired up. Yo, we're off the fucking Happy Dads. Fuck the clips. Fuck all that, bro. Let's fucking change our life tomorrow. Tonight, wake up tomorrow, bro, and tap in. And we need to hold each other accountable for it right now. Like, seriously, bro.
So here we go. What are your non-negotiables right now?
Non-negotiables, and I fucking wrote it for the new year, and I didn't follow up with it.
Let's go. What do you got?
Non-negotiables.
Yep.
Starting tomorrow.
Yep.
I need to read minimum 10 pages a day.
Okay.
Minimum. Could read more. Okay?
Okay.
I need to meditate for at least 5 minutes. Right? We don't... I'll talk about that after. Read 10 pages a day. Meditate for 5 minutes. Drink a gallon of water. Hit the gym, get my exercise, get my workout in, right? And eat healthy. Those are the 5 things that I need to focus on every single day.
Right.
And I don't want to make my list any bigger than that because I need to start with the small wins. Yeah. If I can do those 5 small things every day, that may take me a combined, I don't know, with the gym, 2 hours, with the reading, with that, maybe that might take me 2 hours out of my day.
Yeah.
I can find all the excuses of why I can't do it and I'll do it later. No, bro. And the other thing, I need to wake up at fucking, 7 a.m. every day when I'm not working the 4 fucking 50 a.m. shift.
Yeah.
Those are the little things because people can overwhelm themselves with all these things. When people are trying to make a change, they fucking make a list of 20 things.
I'm that guy.
Exactly. I'm like, okay, I need to make a change today. And then I make a list of fucking 20 things and none of them get done because you're so overwhelmed because you didn't do the first 3 things. So you're like, oh, fuck it. I'll do it tomorrow.
Yeah. I put like yoga on my schedule. I've never done yoga before. What the fuck?
It's like Avi did say it well in that one clip where he was like, yo, like we have all the answers. We know exactly what we need to do, but it's just time to fucking take action and actually be consistent with it.
Yeah.
It's so easy to take action for one day. It's easy to take action for a week, maybe. A week is hard. When was the last time you strung together a fucking consistent positive week?
But a question to you, because I was thinking about this today. Do you think that us not being tapped in has been a part of God's bigger plan so that we can feel the negative emotions, so that we can be relatable, so that people on the podcast would hear us? Like, do you think there's any validity in that? Because, like, bro, like I'm looking at, like, I do feel guilty for not being tapped in. I do. I feel more guilty towards myself than anyone else because I'm kind of suffering, So if I was tapped in, I wouldn't be suffering. So And I know what I'm doing wrong. So like my hypothesis is that God almost is making me suffer and making me not tap in so that I could be relatable, so that people can watch these clips, see the pain in my eyes, and then once we build this audience, then I'm allowed to tap in. Like, what do you think about that?
I think that's an interesting idea and an interesting perspective, but I also think it's an excuse. I think it's an excuse for us not being the best version of our most viewed clip is you saying I'm not the best fucking version of myself.
So that's what I'm saying, like, bro.
So that's what I'm saying,
yeah.
Bro. There's a yin and a yang to everything.
Yeah, right.
There's bro. This episode's gonna be titled Perspective.
I don't know.
There's two perspectives. There's probably multiple, but there's probably more than two.
Yeah.
But I know there's at least two perspectives to almost every situation, and you can view it a different point, and every single person will view it a different way, right? Like the way you just viewed that was totally different the way than I viewed that. Mm-hmm. So, but that's an issue, and I think a fault with a lot of people in the world is they're not open to seeing the other perspective. They're so stuck in their ways that they only think their way is right. And when you think with that only your way is right, you're going to go down this fucking rabbit hole, and you're going to be closed off to a lot of fruition and abundance that could be put in your life if you just saw things from someone else's perspective.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah, maybe we are doing this, you know, so we can.
Because you got to think about it, bro. Like, then I move home because I was feeling away, and then we double down on the podcast, and then we run the pod with Gary Vee next week, you know? So it's like, that's kind of where I'm leaning there. But I am certainly down to, like, tomorrow making the change. Because, bro, there's only so much more I can take, you know, of this.
And we don't even know. Maybe even tapping into that side makes this shit even better.
I hope. No, of course it will. Of course it will.
You know, bro, what I mean?
Dude, some of the best bars that I've said on this podcast have come from the books. You know, that's why it's like weird when people like get upset. They're like, "Oh, you didn't say that it came from here," you know? And I'm like, bro, like, majority of what everyone else is just regurgitating someone else's thing in their own way. You know, I don't need to, this isn't school. I don't need to source everything after I say it with the fucking year and the publisher and shit, you know? It's like, no, like, dude, like, what does it matter where the fuck it's coming from, you know? It's like, bro, if it helped someone, and some of our shit has helped hundreds of thousands of people, then why are you mad that I didn't cite where the fuck it came from, you know? And that's what I'm kind of getting at. That's what I'm kind of getting at of the people that everyone just wants to be heard and has something to say. But let's bring it back. I want to bring it back. I want to bring it back to what the fuck we're going to do tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Because that's more important to me than someone fucking hating in the comments. Because half the people hating in the comments, bro, I want to bring them to fans over time. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, bring those people as fans over time.
Yeah, and I mean, that goes back to what I said also on the last episode. Like, you can't save everyone.
Yep.
And not everyone's going to agree with what we say.
Yep.
You know? But I think we need to stop. But like I said, it's also brand new for us, and like we're being so raw and organic to the audience, where it's like, yo, like we've never had this many people fucking you know, share their opinion on our shit. Yeah. So we're kind of like overwhelmed with like, I need to rebuttal, you know, and stuff like that. But, you know, deep down, like part of me knows, right? Like we know that we shouldn't even feed into the comments. Yep. You know, I told you the answer that we should always say, thank you for the feedback, appreciate the comment.
Right.
Positive or negative.
All right.
And that's how we should be. But, you know, Logan Paul talked about it on Impulsive, how important it is to read the comments and see where people are leaning towards and what people do. Yeah. You know, George Janko talked about how he goes down a rabbit hole sometimes of reading all the comments. So, bro, like that made me feel a little more normal. Made me, you know, look at us like, yo, like it's fucking human nature, bro. If people are sharing their opinions on our shit positively or negatively, and we're getting the notifications, like, yes, some of them, bro, I can't get back to everything.
I want to say something really quick. I think it's important for people to believe that it is possible. You know, you sent me that fucking clip, bro, this past week, right? Of Luke Belmar. How about that, motherfuckers? Right? Luke Belmar on a podcast this week said the thing that fucking gets him, I don't know, excited about life. I'm paraphrasing here, but the thing that gets him excited is that he believes that anything is fucking possible. And I think that that's what you have to believe, bro, now, because so many things are like, the best things in life are far out there. Hey, I believe that it's possible to go to the NFL. That's very hard to do. I believe that it's possible to become someone that has a successful podcast like Joe Rogan. I don't even know anyone that has a successful podcast like Joe Rogan. I think he's the biggest, So many things are fucking I want to be the president of the United States or wherever. It's like so many things are fucking far out there. Like, you have to believe it's fucking possible, because if you don't believe it's possible, it's never going to happen. Literally, never, it's literally never going to happen. So, I just wanted to say that quick because I thought about that. I thought about that clip, but yeah, but listen, I want to bring it back. I want to talk about what the fuck I'm going to do tomorrow. I need to, because
hear it.
I need to do something, bro.
Let's hear it.
Do fucking something. So we have a fucking film day tomorrow. We don't even know like what the fuck, what it even is.
What's going on? Yeah.
But I will say, all right. So starting tomorrow, wake up early. I'm waking up at 7 tomorrow.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I'm waking up at 7 tomorrow. Then immediately into some type of a morning routine, right? So I think my morning routine will look like reading, then journaling, then meditating, then I could stretch, but like that to me is a stretch, then I'll probably go get a coffee, right? After that, I'll come home, get creative. I want to get creative in that time on my morning. Right? I want to think about issues that I'm facing that seem big and scary, because that's one of the best ways to deal with a big and scary issue that you're facing is get to a place of a clear mind. And then it's not so bad, So get home, deal with like not only problems, but also deal with like creative solutions to things, right? Like think about like, how do I want our Facebook group to be set up? How do I want our Patreon to be set up? Maybe here's some topics that we should speak about on the next podcast episode. So that's like my creativity time. Then I want to go to the gym and just get it in. Just get that shit in, bro. Get that shit in. Come home, editing. Fucking edit. Then it's like that's the hard part is what do you do with the rest of the day? Now, it's like fucking it's 1 p.m., and you did all your non-negotiables, so now it's 1 p.m. You got to fill that. So I would just say carry around an intense level of presence throughout the rest of the day. Yeah. Like don't fall into the scrolling on the phone. Don't fall into the Netflix, If I do get bored, just be bored. Be a little bored. And if I have to like stimulate myself, then reach for a book. Because now, like I just said, what do I do at 1 p.m.? Well, it's like there's 50 books on your shelf. There's 40 of them you haven't read because you just keep buying them and posting them on your Instagram story.
Bro, even sometimes doing nothing is good.
Yeah.
Sometimes just sitting with yourself and just being in your own mind and thinking your own and being with your own thoughts, it's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. Sometimes that's frowned upon, like, oh, you're doing nothing. Like, you're just sitting. Bro, sometimes you just need to step away from all the things that's going on. We're always just so fucking stimulated by our phones and fucking driving and going here and doing that and food and TV and media and internet. Bro, sometimes you just need to step away from everything because that stimulation is creating a false reality in your own mind of just needing this quick dopamine. That's one thing I need to work on is, bro, I need to not look at my phone for the first 30 minutes after I wake up.
Oh, dude, so I do the exact same thing, bro.
It's so hard.
It's been one of my worst things lately, bro. It's been like, yo, I'll wake up at 8. Like I'll even wake up early some days, bro, and sit in my bed and stare at my phone for like 3 hours, bro. And when I get out of bed at 10, 11 o'clock, I know that the entire rest of my day is fucked.
You're playing catch up. You're playing catch up for the rest of the day, and more often than not, like to me, like sometimes I'm more tired.
Yeah.
Because I didn't just get up and jump in the shower.
Yeah, bro. That's another one of my goals too. Is start fast. Start fast.
Get up.
Like get up. Get up. Hey, get up. Get up, little
maybe we should have went to the fucking military or some shit.
No, bro. Like no. Yeah, I mean, maybe we should have done that.
Because we're not fucking. Why are we not mentally strong enough to just fucking get up?
Because
it's cold. Because it's cold and the blankets feel good.
God didn't want us to be, bro. We are disciplined. God didn't want us to be, but bro, we have to change now. Because like, bro, now I want to be a resource, bro. Like I want to become a Wayne Dyer. I want to become an Eckhart Tolle. I want to become someone that can speak on stage in front of 100,000 people, and people can fucking tell with every single word that I speak that I am the guy that I fucking say I am. That's my goal for 2023. Everyone's like, what are your goals? Go to the gym, do this. It's like, no, I just want to be the guy that I fucking say I am. Because I say I'm the greatest. I say that I'm spiritual, I'm kind, I don't gossip, I'm into fitness, I have great cardiovascular fitness, you know, like all these things, and I'm not that fucking guy. I'm close. I'll say that. I'm close, bro.
I don't think anyone is I mean, I'm sure there's a select few in the world, but I don't think anyone is truly happy with who they are on a daily basis. There's always going to be days where you don't like who you are. Yeah. Or there's always going to be days where, you know, sometimes you're embarrassed of who you are. Yeah. But if you can string together those non-negotiables and do them on a daily basis and create good habits. Yeah. That's the next book we're reading, Atomic Habits.
I have it here, dude. Holy shit. I need to fucking go downstairs and get that.
Okay, cool.
I literally have it here.
Awesome.
Write that down.
You know, that's one thing that we need to understand, where it's like, bro, not every day, bro. Every day we can't expect, you know, the best. We can't expect all these things to happen for us every single day, and every day to be fucking, you know, cookie cutter and fruits and flowers and everything go our way. That's not life.
Yeah.
We wouldn't be who we are today if we didn't deal with everything that we went throughout life.
Yeah.
But if we can do those small things every day and have those little small wins, it builds a foundation. And that's what this whole thing, you know, what I talked about earlier is like building a strong foundation. So when shit does hit the fan,
just like it did. All right, guys. It's been a fucking absolute pleasure. I was just going to say, we probably should wrap this motherfucker up, bro.
There you go.
So I'm going to send us home. Hey, I think we opened the podcast with some, like, if you're listening to this from France, you know, but, like, we probably do have a lot of international listeners from different places. And, like, this has been the first episode that I had to not even look at the camera and just speak directly into the mic, because I forget that there are people that are here just from the Spotify and the Apple Music. So if that is you and you don't see my stupid blue shirt with the scoop neck, I'm sorry, we're on a budget. It was $10 at Zara. Maybe come to the YouTube now if you're on the Spotify. Just throw us a like if you gain any type of value. Throw us a subscribe. We'd really fucking appreciate it. Join the Facebook group, more importantly. We started the podcast with that. We're going to end it on that as well. The fucking Facebook group is where you will get even more than you will get out of the fucking podcast. Thank you guys for watching. Seriously, let us know in the comments what you actually think of this podcast in general, and what you thought about this episode, and let us know how you think we can do better, because we know we can do better, and that's why tomorrow we're starting and we're going to be fucking better, and that's what this podcast was about. Perspective. See you on the next episode.